Hello, this is Baz, and right now we are going to learn how to export a logo from the GIMP so that we can import it into Eagle CAD as a logo on our PCB. So the first step, not even first step, I wanted to mention that I'm going to show you how to do this to the Silkscreen for the Silkscreen look, and also to get the copper look if that's what you're into. So here's an example of the copper logo there, and I'm going to go ahead and undo all that, and we're going to go and sort of start from scratch. Alright, so first we're in the GIMP, we make a logo. It can be like a pixel art logo, and that's actually what I've got here. These are literally single pixels zoomed in. And the first thing we want to do when we're ready to export is to make this an indexed mode image. And when you do that, you're going to get this box. And the Eagle CAD right now cannot accept more than 256 colors, and which really shouldn't be an issue because, you know, most of this stuff is going to be either single bit image, you know, on off, kind of like this. And if you got anything more complex, well, it sounds like an exciting time for creativity possibly, but probably not going to be happening because there isn't really that type of capability that I'm aware of for PCB fabricating. You know, it's just kind of, we're either going to put this thing on the Silkscreen, which is a single color, or as copper, which is a single color, although it is a different color from the Silkscreen. So nonetheless, let's get our image exported. So yeah, don't go over 256 colors, and I don't suggest dithering. I don't suggest any of this stuff. Just hit convert. And then we are going to export it. You generally want to hit export as for your first time export, and make sure that you got Windows BMP. So you got to go all the way down to W for that, Windows BMP. I'm sure some of us wish that that was just a B file for BMP, but nope. And logo demo, I'm going to save it as logo demo. I already made one, so I'm going to replace it. And there will be no additional file dialogues for that kind of export because it's indexed. Now, if you didn't index your image, it won't be able to import properly into Eagle CAD, so make sure you do that. When you're in Eagle and you're ready to import to your board file, you want to go ahead and go File, Import, Bitmap. And if you're on an older version, you probably have to do a run ULP and look for the import script. But we got this. Then we get this very detailed message, which I'm going to ignore. And open up your BIMP file. And then you get to choose which color you want to use, or choose multiple colors. And the way this works is that if you're just going to use one color, you end up later specifying what layer you want to be the starting layer. And I suppose that all additional colors go to the additional incrementing layer numbers. But since we're just going to do one color, in this case my preferred color is the black one. It's the actual color of my image. So I'm going to choose black. But I always forget to do the very first step, which is we want to know what layer number we want to go to. Now if we're going to do the Silkscreen, we want to export or import the image to a layer that we know will be used for the Silkscreen at the fabricator. I use OSH Park, so I know that OSH Park uses T names for the top and B names for the bottom Silkscreens. So let's just do an example of T names, which is layer number 25. Alright, so I'm going to import file, color, and we get this new menu. A bunch of stuff I've been able to ignore, so But the really important thing I found is the scale factor, and I'm doing good right now with a scale factor of 30, but you're going to need to experiment with your own image, because there's no preview that I've found. Even Show Bitmap only shows the 1:1 scale, so you're going to have to like repeatedly import with different scales until you find a value you like. Eagle CAD should really have a preview mechanism here. But I found a scale of 30, so I think layer 25 was our T names layer, so we're going to pick that as a layer and go ahead and export. Okay, so you get a script. You might be able to modify that if you want, and but in our case we're not going to modify it. We're just going to run it. We automatically get the image at the origin of the project, which is marked here with that cross, and we also get the file name, which I don't care for, so I delete it. Now this is an actual group of objects, so if we want to move it, we're going to need to do our group selection, click the move tool, command right click, and then we can move it. And notice how that looks to be improperly offset, but that's sometimes just a zoom issue. If we zoom in, it should look fine at some point. If it's, I assure you, it's just a sort of rent. See, there we go. I believe that that is just a preview issue there. It's not bad. But that's how we got it on the Silkscreen. So there it is. And now to do it for copper, it's a little different. We actually need to import the BMP image twice, or we could write a script to do this, which I really should do. Dude, I gotta do that. But I'm gonna show the manual way right now. Is we need to import to the bottom or top layer. So that'll be either layer 1 or 16, and also the stop layers, which are T stop and B stop. Now these are the layers that designate where the solder mask should not be placed. So if you want your copper to be revealed, you want to make sure that you import your BMP to both of these layers. So that's what I do, and yeah, sure. I don't think I have to go through it. So nah, because I already showed all the steps. You just gotta do it twice, those different layers. All right. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Bye bye.